Yo, what is up, guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. The LCS 2021 mid-season showdown took place this past weekend. The very first match was Team Liquid taking on TSM, and Team Liquid ended up winning that series 3-1. And the second best of 5 the next day, which was Cloud9 taking on 100 Thieves. This was a rematch from the LCS 2021 lock-in tournament, where Cloud9 managed to reverse sweep 100 Thieves. The only difference this time is that in that series, when they reverse swept 100 Thieves actually had Demonte. And then during the LCS 2021 spring split, Cloud9 2-0 to 100 Thieves. The first match they played was pretty close, back and forth. The second game was pretty much a stomp. And then later on, the LCS put out the stats of 100 Thieves being 8-4 with Demonte and being like 3-3 with Ryoma. So before we dive into 100 Thieves' situation, we also have to break down these games. And today, joining me to do that is Ravioli. What's up, man? How you doing? Because you are now known as a C9 apologist. That's what you're known as.
Oh, you know what? I'm glad. It's better to be known than not known. Like Captain Jack Sparrow said, but you have heard of me.
That is true. That is true. And also, have you watched John Campea? Remember what John Campea said? Hey, it doesn't matter if they're talking good or bad about me. At least they're talking about me.
Right. That's exactly it.
So going into this best of 5, I mean, what did we have? We had 3 zeros, right? We all had like 3 zeros.
Yeah.
3-1, 3-0. It doesn't matter. It was going to be a stop no matter what.
Yeah, pretty much no one thought 100 Thieves was going to win this game except maybe 100 Thieves themselves. Although I'm not going to lie, they didn't really play like they thought that either, though. I remember because Fudge in particular played really, really well this series.
He did actually. Fudge played pretty well this week.
Which is crazy considering, like, you would figure that their plan should be going through top lane because they didn't have an advantage in practically anywhere else on the map. So you figure they'd play through top lane, and I thought they would lose because they had the problem of not being able to carry some days leads into victories. But he just didn't get a lead, he did get a lead in the Sion game, where Sion played against or Fudge played Sion, but he only came out like 20 CS up over the Sion out of laning phase with maybe a kill, which isn't good enough. In
the Sion game, he was actually playing really well. That was like his standout performance, I personally thought. He was zoning really well. He managed to get almost solo kills under tower while tanking like 3 tower shots. I'm like, where's this kind of top laner been? If he can be that kind of top laner that he was in this particular best of 5 between Cloud9 and 100 Thieves, I think he can eventually be like a top 3 top laner. If he can keep up this level of performance, he can be a top 3 top laner. But the issue here is it going to be consistent? Because what if we see him next week face against Alfari, who's also had his number, and let's see how he fares against Alfari next week.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not next week,
week after. Yeah, week after. Here's the thing. I don't expect him to beat Alfari. I do expect him to do much better than he did last time, because here's the thing. He's been improving all season. And that's what everyone, as an apologist, that's all I wanted to see out of him. Constant improvement week after week, right? And he has been. And we finally saw, like, the in-your-face improvement. And he just beat him. I thought the set game was a standout game because he was just going off. He was going off on that game. I remember when they were chasing down people in the mid lane, he went up, like, killed somebody. Then he flashed and then ulted. No, he activated his chem tank and went fast, ulted them, went up, stride broke them, and then killed. Then he killed FBI. Like, it was like he just went off. Like, that team comp also was not that great because it relied on him playing out of his mind as the sole tank on the team, and he played with the series so well.
Like, the thing with the series is that I don't particularly think Cloud9 drafted amazing, because even from game 1, so Cloud9 in game 1 drafts for Renekton, Lillian, Yon, Ezreal, Leona. 100 Thieves drafts Gangplank, Nidalee, Orianna, Senna, and Set. So as people already know, Set support is one of who he's best supportive champions. You can flex the Set mid, you can flex him top, but who he has shown to be really
jungle.
good Yeah, even jungle, and who he has shown he's a really good set support. And even during this game, you saw him play really well on the set support. It was just more or less
Mhm.
so, every lane was pretty much losing. And it's not something you're supposed to say when you have Fudge on your team, every lane winning for Cloud9. But then
Yeah, no.
you also had Hu He
Mhm.
running in and getting Sven. Hu He was making some really, really good picks onto Sven. He was playing pretty well this game, but I don't think the composition for either team was in particular really good. Like C9 is
I
drafting
mean,
Renekton
I'm
with Yon. Like that's not really that good.
no. They
Gangplank
were
well,
Yeah,
yeah.
and their only AP damage was the Moonstone Lilia. Like
Mm-hmm.
Cloud9's comp was not good, but they won anyway because they were just that much better. Like here's the thing, yeah, 100Thieves
Bro,
comp wasn't great,
Bro,
but
you
it
have
was just way better.
Yon, Ezreal, and Leona. What kind of horse shit is that?
I mean, let's be clear. I like the Leona pick. Leona
Oh,
is
okay,
just
you're the hard stand for Leona around here.
dude. She gives me more than a semi chub. All
Oh
right.
my god. Even 100 Thieves
I
composition is not that much better because I think when
no,
you're
it's
pairing
not.
like because when you're pairing up a composition of like Nidalee and Senna and Set and Orianna, I don't know if Gangplank perfectly fits in that composition right there.
No, it does it. Like they want to be a 5-on-5,
Mm-hmm.
team fight team, and Gangplank really just wants to split push. It's the entire thing that he does. He split pushes off the side, and then he can provide his team aid in a team fight in the mid lane with his ultimate.
Then you also
Like that's
had
what he's supposed to do.
You also had Sven on the Ezreal play pretty well. Outside of getting, pretty
Mm-hmm.
much just burst and ran down by set support by Hu He. Sven played pretty
I
solid in
mean,
this game, but that's just what it happens, like he's gonna have items
yeah.
where he can run down the Ezreal. It's not like his fault. He was arcane shifting, flashing away. There's just nothing you can do. That's just how League is now. You could use all your abilities to escape and then still die. But then
Yeah,
this was a back and forth game for game one, up until the point where you had the part where they caught out. What was it? I think Hu He tried to go into one of them. No, so Fudge tries to obviously go in, and then they pretty much bait 100 Thieves into it because Sven gets chunked out by Closer. Closer tries to attack Sven, and then he dies himself. He gets baited in, then he dies. Fudge is like, okay, I'm just gonna go stun this guy and kill him. Blabber kills Closer. Later on, they run down Hu He. Sven gets a double kill onto Ryoma and FBI, and now you're on to game two. Cloud9 definitely in the lead.
Right, yeah. So what's crazy to me is they thought Blabber's Lilia was such a problem in game one, which, let's be clear, he played well, but they thought it was such a problem that they banned it and gave him Olaf. That is
that's like
the biggest mistake.
That's like giving Impact Renekton. You just trying to auto lose in games? You just literally have to auto lose.
Which granted, he didn't pop off in the beginning.
Yeah.
But he was ahead, and just the threat of his Olaf, I think it just forced 100 Thieves just to play so scared. Because they pretty much didn't really take any fights, any lanes when they didn't know where he was at. Because if they take a 1v1 or a 2v2 and that Olaf shows up before 15 minutes, your lane just dies.
In game two, 100 Thieves draft Aatrox, Udyr, Azir, Jinx, and Thresh. Cloud9 draft Sion, Olaf, Orianna, Senna, and Tahm Kench. As you guys already know, Sven and Vulcan are really good at playing the fasting Senna composition. And then early on, around the first minute, they actually do first blood. Fudge, they actually go up and dive him, top lane around about 2 minutes in, they kill him. But Fudge was never really in danger of constantly losing to Someday, specifically because I like that Cloud9 recognizes that he potentially was a weakness for their games. So you give him a champion like Sion. Sion does some pretty good damage. He also can play really well in team fights, and he has nice engage as well. So you're giving your weakest player the stepping, what would you call it? You're giving him the resources to succeed. I like that.
Yeah, it's also because of the grasp and just Sion's natural scaling. It's like playing bowling with the gutter bumpers on. He will be relevant.
And he was
you will knock down some pins. Yeah, no, he was good. Like I said, yeah. By the time laning phase ended, he was 1-2 and down 20 farm against the Renekton. That is not good enough for a Renekton. That is not good enough.
I understand why they give FBI Jinx. Like, I understand that because he's going to be one of your late game insurance policies. And Jinx is actually pretty good in this meta. The issue here is, and 100 Thieves, by the average game time of their stats, if you guys go look them up, they have the longest average game time for games of any team, even still in the playoffs. So it makes sense.
Yeah, I like the Jinx pick.
Yeah, it makes sense. You're obviously going into your strongest suits. You're going to have long games as they know, so they're going to give him a late game champion. The issue here is when you're playing Jinx, your team can't be down 6,000 gold at 25 minutes. That you gotta kind of not do that. But there was a problem in this best of 5 that I noticed when I was watching the VODs and the highlights was that Blabber was missing crucial smites, actually. He wasn't...
Okay. So I have the story about one of the Barons.
Okay.
So one of the Barons where
it was in game 1, right?
We're closer flashed into the pit, right?
Yeah.
Take the Baron. Apparently, Blabber called out that his flash was down, and it wasn't. Or maybe it just came back up. Yeah, they went to finish the Baron because of a missed timer. They thought, so that's why he missed it, because he didn't think he could get in there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just a rant. It's one of those things that happened. But in it was the other games, right? In games 2 or 3, they also had some miss Baron smites too. So if he's not communicating that properly, that definitely needs to be fixed, because when they face Team Liquid, that's going to be a lot more. You have to make sure these 50-50s are secure. And I get it. It's 50-50. That's just the nature of it. But you don't want to, on average, it wasn't a misinformation, I'll say that. It was more like you want to make sure if you're taking Baron, you are securely going to be able to get it. You can't do those type of 50-50s with Team Liquid. It's not going to be a thing.
It's not going to fly.
Yeah.
Especially because Jensen looks like he's playing way better now.
Oh, God. Hey.
Oh, that's going to be a Titanic matchup. Perks versus Jensen.
Oh, in the middle.
Now that Jensen's playing way better, that's going to be great. That's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
So in game 2, pretty much Cloud9 beat the shit out of these guys. By 30 minutes in,
bot lane,
10,000 gold lead.
Yeah, bot lane was pretty even, but given the fact that it was a set of Tom Kench, there's not much you can do about that. They just far more efficiently than you. And
they gave C9 everything in draft. Olaf, you gave their weakest player a tank so he can shine, and you also give their bot lane their best bot lane composition, which is
and you give them Orianna to make it all come together. You put an Orianna ball and a Scion and have them ult into the other team. That's a bad time.
Heal them and do damage.
Yeah, they had triple tank. They had Olaf, Tom Kench, Scion. That's such a meatball squad to try to get through.
Good God. And then, now guys, you move into game 3. Cloud9 up 2-0 in the series. Cloud9 draft Set, Lillian, Tristana, Ezreal, Karma. 100 Thieves draft Cho'Gath. I haven't seen that pick in a little bit of time. Udyr, Syndra, and then they have the fasting Senna composition with Senna and Tom Kench as well. Now, Blabber did die 6 minutes in. He gave over first blood with a solo kill, right? That was
So what? Yeah, he for some reason decided to fight. Oh God, what did you say? He drafted the Udyr. Yeah, he decided as Lilia to try to fight the Udyr, which was weird, but he did it and got solo killed. Yeah, it was after a failed gank top lane.
Cho'Gath. Perks gets eaten by Cho'Gath. So you're thinking in game 3, okay, 100 Thieves is getting some early kills. It's gonna be their game. But Fudge on set was around 30 CS up around 11 minutes. He was at 111 by 12 minutes. Sunday was at 74. That's crazy.
And his set pick is so crucial. It is so backbreaking against a team with a Cho'Gath, because if he ults that Cho'Gath into their backline late game, he just kills somebody. Because it scales off your opponent's HP.
True.
And you take a Cho'Gath with 5,000 HP and you put it on top of the Senna or the mid laner was who was it?
The mid laner for 100 Thieves, Syndra.
Yeah.
Syndra.
Yeah, Syndra. Either the Senna or the Syndra. Doesn't matter which one. The Tom Kench could only eat one of them. You ult that Cho'Gath onto one of those, they're just dead.
And then
And that
Perks played okay on the Tristana mid pick. He had that nice little sidestep. He had that nice little sidestep where he dodged it. I was like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I liked. Hold on, I think he played pretty damn well. I mean, he was so aggressive that game. Like in the fight around Dragon, he was jumping in, killing, getting assist on some, doing damage, getting the assist, jumping out, keeping himself safe.
He was playing.
He was
nice
chasing
around
people
the Suns
down.
too. But then you had like 20 minutes in, they've choose a 4-man dive the baby Triss. Oh no.
Oh yeah, there's not much you can do about that. The other team has decided that. Yeah, it's you have chosen death by playing the game. Hope you're happy.
Then you also had Fudge winning his top lane pick overall over Someday. It was nice seeing Fudge win over Someday. You know, and you know. It wasn't that I hated Fudge, and when I gave anybody criticism, I give everyone fair criticism across the board. You know, that's just what I do.
You, like me and some other people we're super optimistic about Fudge, saying he is improving, he will get there. You just wanted to see results before you said anything, which is fine.
I also just don't want people giving him the benefit of the doubt just because he's on Cloud9. That's not how you analyze people. You need to look at their gameplay, because this other guy was like, how can anybody think that Dardoch is not the MVP? Are you actually watching the games? What games are you watching? Dude's over here fucking watching like Jose Diodo and thinking he's the MVP. Like, holy shit. Now, so Cloud9 end up winning this series, actually. They have a really, really close dragon fight. Not close, to be fair. They pincer 100 Thieves in the dragon fight around 21 minutes in. They have a pretty close fight.
And they ace them. Yeah. 100 Thieves just got outplayed at every facet of the game in this game, and it was just not close. I thought it wasn't close.
The picks they gave Fudge were perfect for him. Like, if you give him Set, Sion, Aurelia, Camille, give him those champions, and those 5 champions to be really good and make your team not a liability. Fudge? Yeah, if you give Fudge, his best champions to me are Aurelia, Camille, Sion, Set, and there's another one he played pretty well too. Or like Orin, give him those champions. If he can shine on those champions and not be a complete detriment to his team with those champions, that's good, because he doesn't have to play 20 top lane champions good. You just have to play them good.
Yeah, exactly. Or in this case, if he starts to just beat his opponents, then holy shit, Cloud9 becomes so frightening if Fudge actually becomes a top 3, top 2 top laner. After you have a real problem.
After that, they go to Baron, they get Baron, and then they proceed to win the game. They just absolutely eviscerate these guys in the base. They have Baron now. The game's over. Cloud9 moving on with Team Liquid to face each other after the losers bracket this week. So you have Evil Geniuses taking on TSM and Dignitas taking on 100 Thieves, actually. But before we predict those games later on during the week, this is the issue here. Clear-cut issue is 100 Thieves' mid lane situation. So I don't. So here, I'll try and be fair as I can. It's not all Ryoma's fault. They are drafting.
No, it's not.
So garbage. Like
they're. And he actually didn't play that poorly. Like he wasn't the reason they lost. Honestly,
I thought the Central game.
Honestly, the reason they lost against Cloud9, I thought, was because of Closer and Someday.
Yeah, Someday was supposed to be a player you could play through and win. Like, most people coming into the series had Someday over Fudge as the reason why 100 Thieves would even have a shot, but it's not. It's just the drafting. They're picking champions that don't make sense in certain scenarios. Like, why are you giving C9 Olaf and Fasting Senna? What are you doing? What the hell is that?
I think,
and then not even that, dude. Like, you take Jinx and Thresh. Like, that's gonna run down a fucking Tom Kench who's gonna save the Senna to keep healing up the team. Like, what are you doing? Like,
it's bad. It's like, like I say, the Jinx pick's great, but maybe give her a better support. Maybe give her. God, I hate the Janna pick,
Seraphine?
But the Janna pick would or Seraphine.
Yeah,
Janna, because at least Janna prevents the Thresh from engaging on your entire team. You put the tornado up, even if he hooks somebody, the tornado stops the hook.
Yeah. The last thing to talk about with the 100 Thieves is their mid lane situation. I don't know if they're going to start Ryoma or Damonte against Dignitas. I don't know what type of behind the scenes issues they had as to what led them to start over Ryoma. The thing that I brought up earlier in like the shows we've had before is that when you're trying to bring in an upside player, if you're not exactly getting an upside to the upgrade you're trying to bring in, might as well we'll just keep Demonte. Like, people have this like nuanced idea in their fucking heads that you have to play hard carry, faker, mid lane style to win.
No.
Nope. There's a guy named Doinby and Niski that won domestic titles and world titles playing their play style. You have to figure out what your team needs.
Yeah, it's
Crown won Season 7 Worlds and got, not Season 6, Season 7 World Championship. He was on Samsung Galaxy playing a supportive mid lane style, and everyone roasted him for that. I was like, he just won a World Championship, and he did fine against Faker.
Mm-hmm.
You want to
even back then, you could have made that argument because mid lane was the most important and most powerful role on the Rift.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. It is not that way anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I argue that
jungle and
jungle support, first of all, are clearly more important.
I think, a lot of teams are dictated by their support. There's a reason why TSM was popping off, and it wasn't because of fucking Hooney.
No, it was because of Sword Art. Sword Art started to play better. When Sword Art started to play better, TSM had the turnaround.
Mm-hmm.
When Team Liquid is being as good as they have been for the past 3 years because of
suck it on dick.
Core JJ. Yeah, just a little bit too much C9 dick.
Oh yeah,
Core JJ.
Forgot you're
Core
a
JJ.
C9 apologist. Remember, don't be a C9 apologist. Remember that, and don't be emotional either. I mean, you can't have emotional takes.
Yeah. But yeah, because of Core JJ.
Yeah.
Cloud9 has been dominant for the past 2 years because they have Vulcan.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, 100 Thieves' biggest mistake they ever made. Well, not 100 Thieves. It was Clutch, who's now Dig.
Yeah.
Was letting go of Vulcan.
But now they also have Alphamu, and then Alphamu also was a big part of them, almost getting second place, and that's also going into the support position too. I just think that in terms of
someone might bring up. Oh, go ahead.
No, it's just I just think in terms of 100 Thieves, everyone is just trying to scapegoat Ryoma. And it's like he's not the only problem. Like, they have a drafting issue. Right. We clearly pointed out the bot lane technically underperformed this series, though they did do what they could do. It's literally every single other lane just collapsed. You count jungle as a lane. Every other position that was important for them to win started to collapse. Then you also have a drafting issue that's not really setting up the players to win. Then you also have Huhi not being on his best champions. It's just a combination of a lot of things. And they always draft the same. They've drafted the same, I think, for like the same. This org in their League of Legends department has drafted the same every single year. Every single split, every single game, every single year I've watched these guys. They always play scaling mid, late game scaling top lane, depending on somebody's situation. The compositions are always the same. It'd take hours for me to break it all down for people. I'm not doing that, obviously. They just draft the same people. It's always the same. They have never had a different play style, almost ever.
No. And here's the other thing. I wanted to go back and touch upon this point because it helps my support and jungle are the most important roles on the Rift. You notice when Team Liquid got much worse when they had their down split. What happened? They got Broxa, and Broxa was playing poorly. Despite the fact they had all-stars in every other role, because their jungler was not good, they looked terrible. Look at Dignitas. I'd say Dignitas played so well because their support and jungle were among the best in the league this year.
That's why we gave them a lot of praise. We gave Dardoch and Alpha the praise on Dig, even though a lot of people were like, well, how did you think Dardoch and how could you think that Santorin and Blabber are comparable to Dardoch? That's because you don't watch the games. Anybody who's thought that, you are specifically not paying attention to see how much Dardoch and Alphamu actually impacted their team. Whether or not they're veterans, doesn't matter. None of that matters. We're talking specifically in the game, how much they impacted the game. Dig would have almost got second place with fucking Soligo. Fuck out of here with that.
Yeah. So the Soligo played really well? No. Because Neo's been playing pretty good, but
Neo's solid,
but he's also been playing with a great support. I think it's a little bit both. I think he's out talented, and he's also playing with a good support. Fake God is probably a mid-tier top laner. So we got 3 mid-tier or below mostly for their carry roles, but they have like Dardoch's probably the second best jungler. This is split. Afromu is around He's probably 2, 3, or 4 on support, and that is good enough to give them an 11-5
They
record.
literally were. If they had won a few more games, they could have got second place. That's insane. And
That's why I think Dignitas is way better and way more dangerous than anyone thinks they are.
You think you're gonna predict Dig to take out 100 Thieves in the fan cast coming up this week?
Oh yeah, Dignitas is gonna fucking slap them.
Oh god, he's being a prophet. You're gonna predict Dig to beat 100 Thieves?
Dude, keep it a $1.50 with me for a second.
$1.
Look at the way 100 Thieves played this last weekend. Or 100 Thieves plays this last weekend. And you tell me with a straight face that you think they're gonna win.
Honestly, by how Ryoma's been playing compared to Saligo, Saligo's been playing much better than Ryoma. I think they have a comparable bot lane. I think they have a better jungler. All it comes down is Fake God. Has Fake God been... Are you going to bank on Fake God being better than Someday? No, but he's been playing good on his own, and he didn't...
Yeah, he does, and he also doesn't need to.
That's true.
He doesn't need to play better than Someday. All they need to do is execute their team comp that they draft, because Dignitas drafts well.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing they do is draft well and execute, because they have the better jungler. And that jungler will will facilitate all of his entire team to win. And I just don't believe in 100 Thieves.
That's pretty much it for the Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves series. This week coming up will be the losers bracket for the LCS 2021 midseason showdown, and we will have those matches predicted on another day before the matches start up this weekend. So anything else you want to say, man, before we head out of here?
No. All right. So before Fudge plays against Alfari and he gets humbled
He's like
slightly,
taking bets right now.
I will say this bold prediction: Fudge will win one game. Well, he will win one top lane matchup in one of the games.
He did it on Aurelia in the locking tournament earlier this year.
Yeah, you know, I don't think it's crazy to say that he can win lane in one of the games they play.
Yeah.
Or go is
the issue here with the mental fortitude of TSM, because remember in game 1, TSM played pretty off, and then,
he'll also go even in 2.
Oh, sorry if it glitched out there, guys. Sorry about that. So like, if Cloud9 get an advantage over Team Liquid the way TSM did in the previous best of 5, right? I don't think Cloud9 mentally collapses the way TSM did, but who's gonna know about that? You know, you can't predict for those things. But that's pretty much it. No. I'll see you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing, and Way of Life Esports is signing out, guys. Peace and have a good day. And yeah, C9's gonna win the split. And if they don't, I'm gonna fucking slit my throat. Peace out, guys. Ravioli, help me out here. Help me out here. Help me out. Help me.
Well, it's Ravioli. I'm hiding all of the blades in the house. It's all right. He'll be fine.
Peace out, guys. See you later. Goodbye.